folks, Susan Brown here from Lifelong Learning, long time no see, and we're having a bit of change of format today. We've got our cameraman who doesn't like saying anything apart from shaking the camera, nodding the camera. So I've now got my lovely colleague here, can you see Lindsay, from the Stewardship. So we're still abiding by the COVID rules and doing this remotely. So let's hope, fingers crossed, it works. And today, because it's Easter, we're going to make some Easter cookies. So let's get started. First of all, and I've not got them out of the fridge yet. Sorry, I should have had these out of the fridge already. Shut my fridge door. We have got 60 grams of marge, so I'm going to pop that into the bowl, and then we've got 50 grams of soft light brown sugar. So in true fashion I've got it all measured out before we started, just like the professionals. But
you're very organised.
It's not like me, Lindsay, is it? And we've also got 40 grams of granulated sugar. So we're going to pop that in the bowl also, and going to give it a really good mix. So, what's your crack today, Lindsay?
Oh, not much. I'm looking forward to getting into some of these Easter eggs later on. I'm a big chocolate fan, as you know, so
me too.
And I'll be interested to try this recipe too, which looks good.
Ah, it's a very, you have to have a very sweet tooth for this one.
Oh, I have. I have indeed. And mini eggs, I think mini eggs out of all the Easter eggs are probably my favourite.
Are they, right?
What would you choose between a cream egg and a mini egg?
Probably a mini egg, actually, because I think sometimes the cream eggs are awful sweet.
Yeah.
But I've noticed, because I was buying mini eggs for this recipe, that they come in all sorts of different colours and formats. Because you'll see, I don't know if the cameraman can see, these eggs are kind of white with wee specks on them. So that's different. That's definitely a different, because normally I would have got the coloured ones.
Oh, interesting.
No, I don't know. Maybe it's where I bought them. And I'll not be letting Dab where it was. Now, what you're going to add to that mixture, all eggs, give it a wee whisk and pop it into your mixture. Like that.
Susan, is this a recipe that you make every year?
Not really, it's a new one. Because I don't normally make anything for Easter. It's not something I would really make any. We don't really make a big thing about Easter. I don't know if that. Do you, Lindsay, in your neck of the woods?
Not really. I mean, the boys are lucky they get Easter eggs, but I do know that quite a few people will decorate their house, and certainly on our Lifelong Learning page there's lots of ideas with crafts and one thing or another for Easter, and of course the traditional Easter bonnet. But generally probably not make a huge thing of Easter, although I do like the long Easter weekend. Who doesn't?
Exactly right. Now, Lindsay, you'll know able to see this probably, but I've got myself a new gadget. I like a new gadget. Now, normally if I was measuring in teaspoons, I would just use an ordinary teaspoon, but I thought I would treat myself to some new wee gadgets. So this is half a teaspoon of vanilla. So it's actually seems a lot more than I would normally put in if I was just using an ordinary teaspoon. However, that's all good. So I'm just putting half a teaspoon of vanilla essence in. Give that a wee mix again. And then I've measured out 150 grams of plain flour. So we'll just put this through the sieve, make sure there's no lumps in it. So just like so.
I'm sorry I'm not down there helping with you today, and also the major part of being down with you cooking is the sampling.
Well, that's where the cameraman comes in. I know he doesn't speak, but he does like to sample the ingredients. So, are you looking forward to your Easter egg cookies, Mr. Brown? You can nod the camera. There you go, he's nodded for you all. So what we want to do with this mixture now is get it into a dough. So we're just making sure all the flour is incorporated into the mixture. Like so. This looks like it's coming on nicely. So next we're going to add 50 grams of, well, you can either use chocolate chips or just ordinary chocolate, and just chopped up finely. And what I've done the most of it here, but I've just saved a wee bit, and I've just done it with a wee sharp knife, and just gradually chop it up.
So can that be, is that chocolate, Susan, or can it be?
It can be whatever you prefer. If you prefer dark chocolate, just use dark chocolate. I prefer milk. If you prefer, you know, any kind of, even if you want to use your garlic. Hi folks, well, in true fashion, I've forgotten to put these 3 ingredients in. The bicarbonate of soda, of which you need 1/4 teaspoon, and the baking powder is 1/4 teaspoon, and just a wee quick scoosh of sea salt. So I did that while I was offline, so just typical what can happen, isn't it? It just happens home, but you just add it in, it'll be absolutely fine. So what we're going to do now is just gather up the mixture into cookie sized forms. Just pat them, because it should come together quite easily, and then just pop them on a baking sheet. I usually use a bit of greaseproof paper or baking parchment, whatever you've got in the house, just so that they don't stick to your baking sheet. Now these are going in the oven at 180 degrees and for about 12 to 14 minutes. So see, they're coming, they're going to be a nice size, and like we said earlier, you can either cook them all today and maybe microwave them, or you can just do them all at once. And I'm getting all flustered now with that many different options. You can put them in the freezer, the raw mixture in the freezer, and it'll keep for you know, 2 or 3 months. Or you can eat them on the day, or you can keep the mixture in the fridge and just bake it as you need them. So I've got 6 on my tray, and I'm just going to pop them in the oven at 180 degrees. Okay, thank you. Right folks, that's our about 15 minutes. The cookies have been in the oven now, so we'll just check and see if they're ready. Well, they smell nice. What do you think? Tasty, cameraman? Tasty? No? Tasty? Yeah. Lindsay, I don't...
You bake, Susan, is always a success.
Oh well, I think they look not too bad. I think they'll be good enough to eat. So we look forward to hearing everybody's results. See how you go on. See if you do any alternatives to it. Because instead of instead of adding Easter eggs, you could just add chocolate or sultanas, you know, out with Easter time. So we look forward to everybody trying out the different options. And I'd just like to say thank you very much to Lindsay for joining us.
Oh, it's been great, thank you. I'm just sorry I'm not there for the tasting session.
So are we, Lindsay.
I'll make some myself.
And to thank you to the cameraman. I'm sure he will enjoy eating the cookies as well. Thank you.